Hello all, this is the lesson number 43 for the VariCAD training course, and this lesson is called Checking Functions and Calculations. To start with the commands we need to see in this lesson, I would like to show you first on the menu tools the definition on the system settings. Below here on where we have the result settings, we can set the units for the displaying results, and we can choose from ISO units, other inches, feet, pounds, or to display in both systems. I will leave this in ISO units, but you can have any of these options. So to check these functions, I will call one of the VariCAD sample files, and in this case I will choose the sample 4, which you already seen before in some of the previous lessons. So in this lesson we need to see a couple of commands for checking the solid models and to make some calculations. So the first one, it is on this objects menu and this option check. We have inside a couple of commands that we are going to see. So starting with this 3D coordinates command. Basically we need to choose one point, whatever it is, with the help of these settings here. We choose one point and it returns a value for the coordinates regarding the 0 coordinate of VariCAD. So this is the coordinates x, y, z of the chosen point. The second command, it is the 3D distance, and the 3D distance it allows us to measure distance between 2 points on the space. You see that we have always this toolbar with the functions we already know to choose points with the several options we have. So in this command we can choose one point and another one, and basically this is the return, the vector with the distance, point, and according to dx, dy, and dz. Okay, very useful and very easy to use. The next one, it is distance, point, plane. So we can choose, for example, one point also, and we can choose after one plan, for example this one, and we return this kind of information. Point between the distance between point and plan, 201, point is above the selected plane. So we have this kind of useful information. The next one is distance, point, cylinder. So again, I'm choosing always this point for no reason in particular. We can choose another one, no big issue. So for example, this endpoint here, and having one of the cylinders in the drawing, for example this one, and we have this information: the radius of the cylinder, the point to surface, and the point to axis. So it takes in account the radius of the cylinder we choose. We have also this angle between planes. So for example, you can choose two planes. Let us choose this one here. This is one plane, this is another one, and basically 135 degrees between the planes. Also very easy, and the choice of the entities is direct on the screen. So another one, it is cylinder dimensions. So we can have one cylinder entity, so diameter and the radius of the cylinder. So basic information also, 8, 4, so very easy also. We have this patch information, so it allows us to choose one surface. For example, let us choose this one here, and we have the type of patch we have, the approximated radius, the accuracy. This is divided in more parts. This is important. The approximate area in square millimeters and the segment area. So this is not the most important information you can get, but it's interesting, especially in my opinion, because of the area of the entity. We have also edge information, so it allows us to have, for example, let us choose this round one, the length of the curve and of the segment, the circle radius, and some more information here. So it's important also. We have the check pipes, and I think we don't have any pipe in this model, so I will create a pipe fast just to give us a quick example of this. Doesn't matter really, just make a very okay, just this one for the example, it's enough. So objects, check pipes, and on the pipe, length of the center curve, outer and inner diameters. So very easy. So if you have a complex pipe or wire, it will give you the complete length, and it is important if you are building a bill of materials to find out the total length of these to order materials. So to check functions, this is what we get. We have two additional commands that we can see here on the icons. One, it is this 3D object information, which give you this kind of information, the membership of a solid to group or groups. And we have this 3D space information, which give you the number of solids and the sections present, even that are off, list of groups. So it will give you a quick resume of these important features regarding especially sections and groups. Okay. Besides these functions, we have one more group of things important, and this group is related to the calculations of solids, and we have three types of calculations. The first one is this volume mass center of gravity. We can choose one group of solids or one solid only. Well, let me choose this complete group of things, okay, and it will make the calculation for these items, center of gravity for the assembly, and the regarding this density mass that we have by default, we have this total mass and the volume and so on. So this is for the group. We can have this possibility to select a different mass, for example, let us say aluminium, and you see that the mass is totally different. We have 25 kilos more or less, now we have 9 kilos. Or we can have this only for one object, okay, and the calculation is the same, but now it is done only for the selected object. We have this surface area command, which is important, for example, for one object. It is very important to return you the square millimeters, centimeters, or square meters. This is important, as I was saying, for example, for painting. It is important to calculate the volume of paint to do in one or more surfaces. And it is perfectly possible to make accurate calculation, so this is important for that kind of number of value. For last, we have moment of inertia, and the moment of inertia, it is something that it also called sometimes as angular mass or rotational inertia, and this moment of inertia is always calculated regarding one of the axes, and basically to give you a quick definition, this determines the torque needed for desired angular acceleration about a rotation axis. Basically, it is the degree of difficulty to change the rotation state of an object. Okay, so this is why when we make this calculation, the first question is to make the definition of the rotation axis. So I will choose, for example, let us say I have this guy here, and now I can choose the solid to calculate the rotation, the moment of inertia. So let us say, for example, this solid here, and the moment of inertia, it is this. Okay, this is important in terms of the density. Okay, if we choose, you see the value 0.105. If we change the density of the material, the moment of inertia will change also, because the mass, it is important for this calculation. So basically, these were the functions for this lesson. I hope this was clear enough, and I hope to see you in our next lesson.